Yo, it's David of Strong by Lee. Thank you very much for tuning into this video where for the next few minutes, we're going to go into the top 5 things that I feel that you're not doing today that are holding you back from seeing results tomorrow. Now, I got this list based off of being a fitness coach and a registered dietitian at a commercial gym with a membership base of over 6,000. These people come to me, we have a discussion, collect a data point. Also based off of my coaching experience with clients who may or may not have similar hurdles, challenges, and obstacles as these members who don't have a personal trainer. I'm hoping that this little list will help you. You could walk away with something that you can put in place and get you out of a rut if you are in one. We'll go into which of those 5 items are, go into a little bit of detail, give you an action step, and then recap at the end. We'll wrap up. So first one, lack of accountability. So accountability is a huge issue, right? 2, honesty. Yeah, you would think that people, because they want to change, they should be honest, but you'd be surprised. 3, effort. People may not be putting in the high quality work that they think that they should. 4, consistency. People, because they don't make exercise and eating well a priority, they're not consistent. And 5, education. Too much information out there. It's prime time for misinformation and paralysis by analysis. First, accountability. This could be for a variety of reasons, but the most common ones are people are not tracking their food and drink. They're not looking at objective measurements to see if they're progressing, and their supportive network. Those are the top 3 things that I feel that people are missing in terms of accountability. Now, when I say I'm sure everyone has heard, oh, track your food, track your drink to get an idea of what you're doing, and that is no different with when I counsel my coaching clients or anyone I speak to who aren't doing it already. And this tracking your food in a journal serves a couple of different purposes. And it's not because we want you to have an obsession with food or have you be hyper analytical or get you all tripped up, but it's information. Information can help give you more accountability because it'll lead to action. If we know that you're not losing weight or you're not gaining weight because your eating is inconsistent, that it's been shown by your food journal, then look, we have some information. We're going to try to act on it via some strategies. All right. So it's merely information. So if you're not tracking your food or your drink right now, start doing that. It could be what you're eating and drinking, where, like if you're eating out or you're eating at home, a salad bar or a steakhouse. Why? Why is crucial because there are some of my clients, they have emotional triggers with food. They have an emotional relationship. So when they do eat, they may not necessarily be hungry. They may be bored, or they just want to chew on something, or they're excited, or they're depressed. Okay, and then obviously how much. If you don't have any idea of tracking, there are very useful resources and tools and tips and applications out there, such as MyFitnessPal is probably the most common one, or you can just simply write it by pen and paper. All right. Now, next one would be tracking objective measurements. I see it all the time. People come in, they work out, but they have no idea what they're doing. They don't know what they did last year. Now, the benefit that my coaching clients have with me is that I track every single workout that we do together. So every workout that we did last year or 2 years ago, they know exactly what weights they did, how many reps they did, what kind of rest period they had. And now when we recap and then evaluate how they're doing on their program, they know exactly how much they progressed. And that could serve as a huge source for accountability and motivation. So if you're not tracking how much weight you're doing, how many repetitions you're doing, I suggest you start doing that now. Additionally, body weight. Again, we're not trying to create some sort of distorted self-body image by tracking your food and tracking your body weight. But if weight is important to you and your doctor said, hey, look, you need to drop some weight so we can reverse your type 2 diabetes, then that may be something that you should, I would behoove you to keep track of. Just keep in mind, don't try to have a distorted relationship with the scale. And finally, supportive network. A lot of people, the network around them may not be super supportive, especially if before they embarked on this fitness journey, they had a certain way of life. Their friends may not be supportive, their family members may not be supportive, and it doesn't have to be intentional or purposeful malicious intent. It could also be due to a lack of education and ignorance. Prime example, one of my clients who was recently diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, when she went home, her mother, who has no idea what type 1 diabetes is, tried to do some research, but when you don't really have a disease or you have no idea of what it entails, it's hard to know where to start. She gave her potatoes and thinking that it was a vegetable. So again, not malicious intent. She was trying to be supportive and understanding for her daughter, but it's just lack of education, right? So one of the top ways to improve accountability in your supportive network is simply to let people know what's going on with your health and what's going on with your fitness. If you have a friend, be like, hey, look, I'm trying to lose weight. I can't be going out to eat like we used to before. We can't be binge drinking and clubbing and partying, as fun as that was. Right now, my priority is me. So just let people know what's going on in your life. Number two, honesty. Honesty is a huge thing. You wouldn't think that, but people, especially even with coaching clients, whether they're embarrassed to tell me what's going on, or they don't want to be told that they're doing something wrong, or maybe they have a little bit of pride and they don't want to expose themselves. Honesty is a huge thing. For example, I just recently had a client. She said, hey, look, I'm eating really, really, really well, yada, yada, yada. I'm trying to lose weight. You know, this stuff is really important to me. I go on social media and I see that she put away a vodka soda with strawberries, and she didn't tell me that she had that. Now, she wasn't lying to me, or she wasn't exhibiting a lack of honesty, but she wasn't disclosing that information. Now, without that type of information disclosure, you could be wondering why later on down the road that you're not seeing the results that you want, because the honesty wasn't there, the upfrontness, the openness wasn't there. And if you're not open with yourself, you're more likely not to be open with someone else. All right. So honesty is a huge thing. So first step is just really confronting yourself, how you want to be viewed, how you want to be honest with yourself, because you know that if you withhold information from yourself, you're more likely not to see the results that you want. Number three, effort. I always tell my coaching clients, or I'm sure you've heard this, Abij, before, half the battle is showing up to the gym. What do you think the other half is? The other half is what you're actually doing there. You would think that, just because you get off your butt or get off the couch and you go to the gym, that you should start seeing results. If you're super, super out of shape and just going to the gym is out of the routine for you, then yes, you're going to see results. But once you actually have some hard intentions of losing a certain amount of weight and achieving a certain performance level, then you really need to be putting in some high quality work. And I tell people, look, changing your body is not easy. It's easy to lose weight. It's really easy to lose weight. You just eat less and you move more, especially the more overweight you are. But then once you get to a certain level, just moving more and eating less doesn't cut it. Doesn't cut the fat, doesn't build the muscle. You have to put in high quality work, and that work can be demanding, it can be uncomfortable, it can be downright painful, hopefully in a good way. A lot of people, they don't want to expose themselves to that discomfort and pain, which is why they want to always look for ways, easy shortcuts to see results. But I will tell you right now, there are no shortcuts to results. Anything worth attaining and achieving comes through hard work, perseverance, and consistency, which is number 4. So number 4, consistency. Most people, if you don't make this stuff a priority, it's more likely just to fall through the cracks. A lot of my coaching clients, one of the first things that we do when we sit down together is to hash out a schedule, a monthly schedule for them to figure out, okay, these are the days that you're going to come into the gym. You're going to come into the gym for this amount of time, and this is what you're going to do. On the days that you don't come into the gym, I expect you to maybe do some cardio, or maybe some conditioning, or some yoga, or some leisure activity that you feel that you enjoy doing, but doesn't detract from your results. In addition, we want to be consistent with scheduling. So if this is important to you, treat it like anything else that's important, like a doctor's appointment or an appointment for your kids' play. Obviously, if you have scheduling conflicts that you can't really get out of, such as travel or business meeting, that's something that you have to be able to figure out on your own. But the first step is, make it a priority, find open time slots in your schedule and put it in there so you don't have to think about, okay, when am I going to go to the gym today? If you put it into your schedule, you already know. 5, education. There is a ridiculous amount of information out there. You just go to Google and you type in how to lose weight. You're going to come up with millions of search results, and guess what? Every single search result will say something a little bit differently. And what do you think that leads to? Paralysis by analysis. The more options we have, the less likely we are to make decisions. Just go to a supermarket and you go to a chip aisle, you got thousands of chips, right? Unless you know exactly what kind of chip you want, you're just going to stand in the chip aisle and just stare with your eyes glazed over. Now I do that all the time. Chips are my kryptonite. But the more options you have, the more different voices you have chattering into your ear, the less likely you are to act. But also at the same time, not all that information could be valid. You may have one thing that worked for this person but may not work for another. And really, in essence, that's what education is about. Education leads to experience. And what I mean by experience is when you take that education, you want to experiment to see if it works for you. Don't just read it and digest it and be like, okay, this looks like a good idea. Actually go out there and apply it. So if there's a workout that you find interesting or a food that you find interesting, give it a shot. Give it a shot for 2 to 4 weeks, see if you see any results, and just be accountable, be honest, put that effort in, and be consistent and see where that goes. Now, remember, education leads to experience, which lead to results. And that's what it all starts with. You can't just be told what to do, because that also doesn't lead to sustainability. And education is the foundation for sustainability. All right. So that is my video. Those are my top 5 things that I feel that you may not be doing today that are holding you back from seeing results tomorrow. All right. So that is Strong by Lee. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.